I have longer to please the dead than please the living here. In the kingdom down below, I'll lie forever. In the play Antigone by Sophocles, Antigone, the protagonist, was willing to break her uncle's egg to demonstrate her loyalty to her siblings, but especially to her brother Polynices. Creon ordered that Eteocles be buried. On the other hand, he ordered Polynices to be left unburied, and if anyone tried to bury him, they would get killed. Antigone, being the character she was, she went against Creon's orders because she thought it was unfair. She was brave enough to bury her brother herself without the help of Ismene. Antigone is the only character who is loyal enough to attempt to keep her family together and defy all power against them.
The Greek legend of Antigone by Sophocles is the young character that in any circumstance is loyal to her family no matter the history or situation. Her family has been humiliated by marrying into the family, dishonoring or betraying the entire country. Antigone's father married his mother without knowledge of knowing they were related, and yet betrayed his wife and family. Lines 11 through 12. Don't you notice when the evils due to enemies are headed towards those we love? Here Antigone is talking about the past, how she realizes her family was being tested after trying to defeat fate. Her family failed miserably at trying to get away with lies. This particular family was tested to see if they could stay loyal together and to have each other's back. For example, Antigone's mother, who was also her grandmother, was tested to see if she could really handle the truth. Unfortunately, she failed to own up to her son/husband's actions and kills herself. When she came raging into the house, she went straight to her marriage bed, tearing her hair with both of her hands, a mother making children with her son, and then she groaned and cursed the bed in which she brought forth husband by her husband, children by her own children, an infamous double bond, to find this wife no wife. Although they did fail, Antigone would risk her life to do what is right in her mind for her family. Within this quote, it represents how Antigone's mother has not been able to go on with this life. Eventually, the past will come up from behind, and Antigone's family will have nowhere to go because they must face the consequences that come with their actions. For Antigone, her family must face embarrassment, but she does not give up on what is significant to her.
Throughout the play arise numerous cases where the protagonist Antigone valued the importance of loyalty and obligation to family at the risk of her life. When her older brother Polynices died, Creon commanded that no form of respectful funeral burial shall be performed on Polynices' body, and anyone who defies his decree shall face death. However, Antigone thought it unjust to let her brother's corpse be disrespected and demolished by dogs, maggots, and vultures. She tells her sister Ismene her intentions. I myself will bury him. It will be good to die. Doing so, I shall lie by his side, loving him as he loved me. I shall be a criminal. The night the order was placed, Antigone performed the proper funeral burial upon his grave. In defiance of Creon's edict, she believed there was no other choice than to honor her brother Polynices for the last time. Antigone's sacrifice for her brother indicates how she puts family before her self-interest. The morning after, Creon discovers that his ruling had been disobeyed and is overwhelmed with rage. To his guards, he says, "They will pay for what they have done. If you and your fellows do not find this man, who with his own hands did this burial, and bring him before me face to face, your death alone will not be enough for me." He threatens them because he cannot control his wrath. Antigone confesses that she was the person who committed the crime, and he sentences her to be tortured till death. Creon does not show any sign of obligation or love to his family, since he gives her a severe punishment. Unlike Antigone, he only cares about himself and his powers rather than the importance of family. With Antigone good as gone, Ismene comes to light and says she will share equal punishment for knowing and approving of her sister's acts. "Don't lie with me. I die am enough," Antigone tells her. Once again, Antigone shows how much her family means to her. She doesn't want anyone else she cares about to get convicted. For Antigone, family influenced many of her decisions and actions because family loyalty and obligation will always be first in her heart.
Antigone tells us about the importance of life. Family supports us, keeps us secure, loves us, and protects us, just like Antigone did with her family. Antigone buried her brother Polynices against the will of King Creon. Quotation, "I will bury him, and if I must die." She did not worry about her own life. She buried Polynices secretly from the world because she respected both of her brothers, Polynices and Eteocles, and believed they deserved equal tributes for the life. She picked giving her brother a proper burial service over her own life. Shows everyone that family mattered more than anything else to her. Quotation, she was burying him, I tell you, Senator said. Antigone got caught while burying her brother. She was brave enough, instead of lying, she told King Creon that she buried Polynices. Quotations, a storm of dust roared from the earth. She wept and cried on heaven to damn the hands that had done these things. Lines 330 to 340. Because Antigone was so dedicated to her family, heavens were helping her bury her brother, helping Antigone send her brother to better afterlife and be free.
In summary, Antigone is the figure that shows loyalty and obedience to family. Growing up with a family that revolves around humiliation of being related for the rest of her days affected all except her. Based off this, she did not mind of the situation and did not care for her reputation being ruined if she were to ever do anything, because there was nothing else for her to be ashamed of. Putting her life at risk publicly in order to bury and respect her brother's death. She did not want her brother to be humiliated for a thing that wasn't something to be humiliated in such a way. Antigone thinks that even through the embarrassment, her family should stay together and treat each other as how they are, but no one seems to support her fully out of fear or ignorance. Antigone is the only character who is loyal enough to attempt to keep her family together and defy all power against them.